Good afternoon and welcome to The Balance of Life. I am Pastor Angel Ferguson and I thank each and every one of you for joining us today. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. I am so excited to come and share with you just to encourage your heart, mind, and your soul. You know what? We all need it day by day, sometimes a couple of times a day. All depends on your load of what you are carrying. And today I want to just share with you something that I believe we can all benefit from. And so we're going to talk about the moment of truth. That moment, that very important moment when the dots begin to connect, when things begin to fall into place, and you can actually see um, your work, you can see your labor, your hopes, your dreams begin to fall into place. But long before that, when you realize that you are actually living your purpose, it's a very, very exciting time. When you discover your purpose in this life and you begin to live it, here is the reality. The majority of the time, we are already working in and operating in what we were created and destined to be and to do before the light bulb turns on to say, hey, I'm actually living my dream. I'm living my purpose. So I don't know about you, but every time I think about it, it revives, it rejuvenates me. There are times that I am mentally tired, I am physically drained, but then I think about what it is that I do, and the reality is this: I am doing what I was created to do. I am doing my purpose, and I have had the opportunity, the grace, the mercy. I have had this chance to actually live some of my dreams. Now, to be honest with you, some things that I have done and I accomplished, I wouldn't have imagined it that I'm doing it. The thought of doing a radio broadcast was never in my scope. It was never even in my thoughts. But one day I heard it, and I heard this I felt this urge. I heard it look up radio, and I happened to be on the phone with one of my aunts, and I did not say what I heard. I just put her on loudspeaker and I continued. I looked up what I heard, and I came across the link that we are on, and we've been with this link now for 5 years. I originally had the thought process of doing radio broadcast to introduce authors because I am a publisher. And I encourage them as well, and I coach along the way. But that just wasn't a good fit. It just was not a good fit. So I started having different guests come on and asking them about what inspired them to do what they do. And then I realized I was already encouraging and giving words of motivation to individuals. And so this was another platform to what I was created to do. And I look back over that time and I appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that I did not ignore what I heard, what I felt within me. Encouraging people through words or through spoken opportunities is what I was created to do. And so, in different aspects, I do that on a daily basis. And so, have you really realized that what you do is connected to why you were created. It is a beautiful thing. A lot of times we don't get these opportunities, or shall I say we don't take these opportunities because we accept a career to pay the bills. It's not about following our passion. It's not about meeting certain goals or fulfilling dreams. It's about having a stable career to pay the bills. But when you actually live your dream, let me tell you something. It is a very, very wonderful thing that I pray that you have the opportunity to experience in your own lifetime. So there are some things that you desire to do. It's more than a vacation. It's more than, when I say more than a vacation, it could be a certain place that you want to visit, a nation or country. Live that dream. Live it. You might find that your expertise in a certain area, that you have the ability to teach it. I encourage you to put those thoughts onto paper, put your expertise onto paper, create the curriculum, and go for what your gut is telling you in the inside, that you can teach it. You have the experience, you have the ability, and you always find yourself where individuals are coming to you to ask you about the field that you're in. Go ahead and live the dream. Step out in faith. I love graphics. I absolutely love graphics. Now, I cannot draw freehandedly. I really can't. But I utilize the passion of photos. I love photography. And so I take out my phone and I capture what I see. I love to purchase camera equipment, software. I utilize those things that I love within our written publications of books or our magazine, website design. And so I am I'm actually living my dream. I am, and I'm not ashamed to say, I'm 49. I will be 50 this year. And because I have decided I want to live my purpose, and I discovered that my purpose and my dreams line up, that I'm going to pursue it. I'm going to live it. And I want to encourage you to do it as well. I want you to fulfill those desires, because when we get up in age, we think about what we wanted to do, the opportunities we might have had, and how we let them pass by. I had to learn that even grooming and raising children, that I put some things on the shelf, that I did not pursue some things that I could have pursued even while raising children and taking care of a household. There are some things I could have done. As a matter of fact, I've shared with you before the birth and the production of Hope and Truth magazine. Well, it goes further than that. I actually started a home-based business based off of, first of all, I was a housewife and taking care of the house and all of those components. And I still had free time, and I'm going to be honest with you, I was bored. And I was also doing things for the ministry that my parents had founded. I would do business cards and brochures and little greeting cards to send to the National Praise Team, and I would do some things like that. And then I decided, you know what? Turn this into a business. And that's what I did. I want to tell you that was back in 2005 is when I launched that. And then the passion to write. I love to write. I would like to, I would love to write analogies. For instance, one day I had raked up all of the leaves in our front yard. And before the afternoon, there were more leaves on the ground. And I looked at those leaves and I began to get an analogy of the leaves of our work is never done. And I also understood the point of not complaining when the leaves fell. Because at first take, yes, I was aggravated because I had just raked up a bunch of leaves and now here there were more leaves. But then I was able to understand the cultivating of my life, the limbs. Leaves have to fall so that new ones can come in. Branches that serve us no good or that they have done their due justice in our life, they must be pruned away so newness can grow. It was for the health of the tree. And so I would write analogies such as that. And my sister, who lived in another part in Tampa, Florida, I lived in Carrollwood at the time. She lived in Seffner. And I would write such analogies and I would mail it to her and she would write me an analogy, but she would also answer mine. Those articles, those analogies were the groundwork in the first print editions in Hope and Truth magazine. And so it grew. And I always said, you know what? I would not stand in front of anyone or, speak to anyone publicly for teaching and motivating. At first I said, you know what, I could just write and they could get it that way. But you know what, there was more in store for me, more encouragement for me. And so I definitely want to encourage you who are listening via the radio broadcast of The Balance of Life as well as via the Wisdom app to pursue your dreams and live your purpose. You only have one life to live. You were created for a reason. I am reminded as from my own personal experiences, also for that which is written in the Holy Bible, where God reminded the prophet, I knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb, in the womb of the belly, and I knew you to be a prophet. So what I'm saying unto you is, as you were created, you were thought of and you were created with gifts and talents. Our job is to find out why we were created. There is more to you than cleaning a house, wiping noses, filing papers. There is more to you than that. You were created for greatness. A lot of you, under the sound of my voice, were created to be a leader. A leader leads people forward. You lead them to a place. You lead them to completing projects and establishing things that will benefit the kingdom of heaven, the people upon this earth. And when I say the kingdom of heaven, I'm talking about here on earth. So you were created for greatness. There is something inside of you. If you haven't discovered it, I want you to go on a self-evaluation, and I want you to begin to think about what is it that you love to do. What is your passion? Your passion and your purpose will mirror. Your passion, your purpose, and your destiny will line up. Your purpose, your passion, your destiny, and your dreams are one. And they are achieved when you reach your goals. Now remember, you will go at your own pace. Never worry about competing or keeping up with anyone else. because we all have our lives to live. We all have a journey to take. And listen, no matter, you know what, every hour of the day, every second of the day, a baby is born, but they all have their own journey to take. They will all grow at different paces. Although they entered into the world at the very exact same moment, their journeys are different. Your journey is different. Your journey is valuable. Your journey is precious. And I don't want you to waste it. I want you to step out of your comfort zone, connect your passion with your purpose. I want you to begin to dream again. And I want you to begin to pursue those dreams. Live. Live a legacy. Leave a legacy for your loved ones. Accomplish something for yourself. There is nothing more motivating, nothing more encouraging. Listen, till this day, whenever we do a publication, I always want a copy. I never grow tired. I never grow weary. Each one is like the first one to me. It encourages me, it motivates me to do better, to move forward. And I often remind myself that I'm not finished yet. If you are a frequent follower of the Balance of Life, you will hear me often talk about how much I love clocks. I love time. Because time tells me so much. Time tells me what I have already done. It also reminds me that I cannot go back and capture any of those moments. And so I am persuaded that I do not have time to waste. And so my time is precious. I look for what's ahead of me, and I am grateful for what is behind me. I love the memories as they pop up on Facebook, and sometimes I'll go back through my phone and I'll look at the memories and I'm saying, wow, hey, girl, you've had a journey. It wasn't always easy, and it was not always a piece of cake. There were some days I wanted to throw in the towel, and let me tell you something, there were some days that I did. There were some moments that I said, I don't feel like doing it. But my purpose wouldn't let me go. My passion would not leave me alone. Because one day I discovered why I was created. I knew why I was created. And once you discover why you were created, I don't care how many times you try to give it up, it will not leave you alone. So I want to tell you, get up, dust yourself off. You've gone through a rough moment, and it seems like your work didn't matter to anyone, but it does. Remember, I told you a couple of weeks ago, and I will keep reminding you of this, your connections are not your audience. There is a remnant of people that are waiting to hear your words of encouragement and to see your work, to say, you know what, I heard their story, I read their story, they're actually living their dream. I want to live mine too. I want to fulfill my purpose and my passion in this life. There are others who have desires just like you. And one day they stepped out of their comfort zone. They stepped out in faith. They looked fear in the face and said, no, not today. I have something to do. I have something to give. Life. Life is present for all of us. And so life has a lot to offer, but you have a lot to offer life. Life is here. Every day we wake up, throughout the day, do you not know it is an opportunity for you to give your life its presence? It's an opportunity for you to do something with your life, to make a difference in life. So as we evolve, as we grow, as we encourage ourselves, as we give life, see, we have to give life. Life is there, but we have to give life something to do. Life wants to live, but are you giving it the life to live? Life is there. And if we don't do anything, life remains. See, that's the most unique thing we must understand about life. Life is going to carry on, but if we stop, it does not hinder life. Life is always going to show up. But if I decide to remain quiet and stagnant, life will pass me by. And I have no one to blame. I can't blame life for carrying on. I can't blame life for moving forward because I decided to do nothing, because I decided not to live. Life is going to live, but I can live with life. And I can make my life more abundant if I decide to participate in what I have been given. So today is a very pivotal point. Ask yourself, what am I going to do with my life? Because life shows up at midnight. Life starts all over again. It's a new day, and it's another opportunity. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. No one has more than the other. It's what we do within that time span that matters the most. So what am I going to do with my 24 hours? To be honest with you, some days at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I review my day and I question myself and I say, hey, what did you do? What did you do today? What did you give your life? What did you feed your dream? What did you give your purpose? Did you walk in your purpose today? Did you demonstrate your purpose today? Did you feed your passion today? I ask myself those relevant questions. And sometimes the answer is not so pretty. Sometimes the answers are, you didn't do anything today. And that motivates me. I get up. I don't care if it's a simple post to encourage someone, because when I encourage others, I am the first partaker and I am encouraging myself. So these talks that we have, these chats that we have, these motivational moments that we have, listen, I am the first partaker. And I encourage myself as I encourage you. I'm asking myself, what did I give my purpose on today? It is 12:53 p.m. in the afternoon. What did I give my purpose? Did I live any portion of my purpose? Did I tap into my passion? Did I feed my dream? Am I living any portion of my dream on today at this hour? See, I have to give an account for the time that I've wasted. I can't make it up. I really can't. What I can do is I can apologize to my passion, my purpose, and my dreams, and I can make an effort to do better. You ever tried to walk away from what you were called to do? And every time you thought you escaped, it calls you back. Live your purpose. Find out your passion. And listen, never allow anyone to minimize or diminish what your passion is. You know, with negative words such as, oh, everybody's doing that. Oh, that doesn't mean anything. Listen, that's your life. That's your passion. That's your purpose. That's your dream. Accomplish your goals, because they have to do the same. A lot of times people will diminish what you are doing and they will downplay what you are doing because they haven't discovered their own purpose, passion, and they are not living their dreams. And so that's that component of low self-esteem. And when they don't know what they are created to do, or even if they know what they are created to do and they do not pursue it, then they try and sabotage and downplay the next person's, because the pity party wants company. But guess what? I don't have time for that kind of circle. So, when you hear words of negativity, sometimes we speak negative to ourselves. We have negative thoughts because we're not seeing the results of what we think we should receive. And what I mean by that is we expect those who are closest to us to engage in and be a part of everything that we are a part of. Once again, your connections are not your audience. And your family and those you have grown up with, they will see you in the same position. They will see you as the person growing up as my little sister or my big brother or my classmate. That is what they're going to see you as. And if you go through your struggling moments and you have to go and reside with someone or cry on someone's shoulder, when you come out of it, they will still only see you in a place of struggle. But I want to tell you today, evolve and live. Yes, you've made some mistakes. We all have. Nobody is perfect. And once we discover our purpose and our passion, do we get it right the first time? Absolutely not. We don't get it right the first time. We make mistakes, but your mistakes are your experience. That's why you'll often hear me say, despise not the day of small beginnings, because in those small beginnings, you will make mistakes. You will have experiences, and that is what experiences are. Experiences are the trials and tribulations of our life's journey. But once I make the mistake, listen, and I get up and I dust myself off and I say, you know what, let's try again. I look back over my previous experience and I evaluate what went wrong. And I critique it and I make it better. And I can move forward. Today, June the 9th, 2022, is a very, very pivotal point in your life. It may be your beginning. It may be the push where you are in the middle. And it very well could be the pull of a birth so that you can start the process all over again. And let me say this, as you accomplish goals, you're not done. There is so much inside of you that needs to be done. There is so much inside of you that you have the ability and the capability of achieving. So don't stop. Don't stop. Be careful who you speak your dreams and your visions to. Be careful who you discuss your passion with and your purpose. Listen to what is being said in the conversations around you. If it's all negative and wah, listen, don't share your dream and vision there, because they're going to try and pull it down. Once again, when you come across a person who is always speaking negative and they want to diminish purpose, goals, and dreams, it is simply because they have not discovered their own. And they will not be able to carry and undergird you in yours. They will not be able to handle that you have something you have discovered to pursue. Now, what you can do is when you begin to hear those negative things and those thoughts and even those actions, cast it down. Think about something positive. Think about what you've already accomplished. Remind yourself you have the ability to accomplish more. And if you are talking to someone who is constantly talking negative, you can change the narrative by changing the course of the conversation. Whenever they say something negative, give a redirection of something positive. You can change the narrative today. It's all up to you. I hope that you have enjoyed our time together here at the Balance of Life. Don't forget to visit us online at angelfergusonministries.com, angelferguson-ministries.com. And don't forget also, we are still giving out free digital downloads of our June magazine, Hope and Truth. It is the June issue. No obligation. All you have to do is email us at thebalanceoflife1@yahoo.com, and we will send you a digital copy of our June issue of Hope and Truth magazine. And listen, I am so excited. You know what? Tomorrow, we're going to share more with you with another one of our broadcasts here. Is there a word from the Lord? We're going to share that with our radio broadcast audience. My father will be sharing some words of encouragement and life, and I want to share that with you. And so looking forward to that. I love each and every one of you without measure, simply because I believe in the potential of you, and I thank you for your time. I thank you for your listening audience, and most of all, I thank you that you are allowing me to impart words of encouragement in your life. I know that there is greatness in you. I believe it, and I want you to believe it as well. Have a great day, everyone. Goodbye.